What's it like to be a coach of a team in a locker room that just beat down a team that the rest of the country didn't think you had the opportunity or the ability to beat down, Coach?
Look, anytime you win in the National Football League, it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. And yet I know that this is a week-to-week game that we play. And as good as it feels when you win a game like that, if you don't come back and back it up with another solid performance, then it's a pretty crappy feeling the next week. So we're kind of focused on getting ready for Philly. Excited about that opportunity. It's a good team coming in here, and we'll get our guys ready to play.
Well, I'm not looking for a game ball. I'm not looking to be off till Wednesday here. I'm just saying, like, put me in your shoes, man. Sunday. Yeah. You just put
a 40. You're not looking to be off because nobody was off.
Okay.
Too early in the season for that. We've got too much work to do.
There was no victory Monday or Tuesday? There was no victory?
No, not in week 2 of the season. Let's see if we can't stack 4, 5, 6 of these things in a row, and then we might think about that.
Okay, but trust me, I haven't heard from any of your guys.
You'd have a hard time on my team, Rich. You know that?
I'm sprinting, right? I forgot the whole marathoning part. I'm sprinting, but then I'm a sprinter. But seriously, What's it like to hand out a game ball in AT&T Stadium after, putting a bang thing on the Cowboys when, nobody's really expecting you to do that right now, Coach?
Yeah, well, look, nobody expected us to really do anything this season. So, look, it's a gratifying feeling to win in our league. It's a great feeling. We enjoy it for, players probably for about 24 hours or 18 hours, coaches probably for about, 5 or 6 hours. And then we get right back into work and go into the next one, because the reality is, 2 wins just guarantees you that you're going to go no worse than 2-15 this season. And so we got to focus on how do we get to win number 3. And if we spend too much time patting ourselves on the back after win number 2, then win number 3 becomes that much more difficult.
Well, and I guess it was helpful last night that you could scout your next 2 opponents with one sitting of a watching a game, right? Is that what you did last night?
Yeah, I got a chance to watch a good bit of that game last night. It's was a crazy game, crazy ending. It looked like both teams ran the ball exceptionally well. And so I know that's going to be something that's going to be an important part of the next couple of weeks is our ability to run the football and our ability to stop the run.
And then in terms of your self-evaluation, Coach, how are you a different coach than when you first took over or even this year?
Well, I think each year you grow. Each year you get more comfortable in what you're doing. I think each year this team and this coaching staff has become more and more in my mold. And look, these things don't just happen overnight. I mean, we went from being a highly successful team. We had a lot of change in the last couple of years. My hope is that my vision for this team is beginning to start to take shape.
Okay. So then what Rod Woodson once upon a time told me, Coach, that the most adaptable organism in sports is an NFL defense. So, and you would know that better than most. What do you think is repeatable by our offense moving forward? That what we have seen is not an outlier. What we have seen, maybe the 91 points in 2 games, is something it's a lot. But what do you think? What do you think?
I've said this all along. People ask me a lot of questions about, did you see this coming? And my answer has been the same. I don't know that I ever saw the scoreboard looking the way that it did, but I knew based on the way that our guys work, the way our guys have practiced, the way we meet, the attention to detail, the accountability that our players have with each other, I knew that we were going to have some success. Now, I don't know what that success is always going to look like, but I think we have a good football team. And the biggest thing is for our guys is to continue to understand how we got to this point, and we got to this point with a lot of hard work and not really listening to all the people that doubted us that are now wanting to pat us on the back. And so we didn't listen to them then, and we're not planning on listening to them now.
Do you lean on your veterans, your horses on defense to deliver that message that this thing is, there's no banners being raised here? I mean, Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, DeMario, those guys, they've been around. You got one at each level of the defense. Is that who you lean on, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. We lean on all the captains. I think we've got some really good, experienced players in this league that have seen both ends of the spectrum. They've seen the good, they've seen the bad. They know what works, and they know the amount of work that has to go into being successful. And so, yeah, I absolutely lean on those guys. And the best teams that I've ever been on are the ones where the locker room has that accountability towards each other, and they hold each other accountable to the standard that we want to play at.
And the last question for you here, Coach, before I let you go on with your Fat Tuesday, if you will. So the cards that you play as coach, I've got a couple questions of your cards. Do you play the Nobody Believes in Us card? Have you done that? Do you play that card?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think that was kind of the initial thing for all of us as we went into this season. There's not a lot of people that got a lot of faith in us, including, quite frankly, a lot of people in our own city, and so you use that as a little bit of motivation, but really it really boils down to just the standard that we want to hold each other to, and our work ethic and what we're willing to do to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. And so, it takes what it takes in this league to win, and it's never easy.
Well, the last team to start a season 2-0 by scoring at least 44 or more in each of those games was the 2009 Saints that won it all. Do you play the card of we have an opportunity to win it all in our building? Have you done that? Do you do that?
We're way far away from that. Looking at that, we're worried about this week, Philadelphia, and trying to get that win. Because if you just worry about the card that's in front of you, then all the other things take care of themselves. When you start looking too far down the road, then that's when you slip up.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.